Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcoin Guys, being my guide for Metroid Dread, 0% items on Dread difficulty. Today we are doing part 4 entitled Y-Beam. And this is going to be decently long for a normal Dread playthrough right now. 15-minute video. So, decent amount of time, yeah, but for Metroid, it's kind of a bit of a lengthy one so far, isn't it? So anyway, we're now in Kataris, and I think we're going to need to head back. If I'm trying to remember correctly, the exact order. Well, yeah, we got Phantom Cloak, so we can finally go through these doors. No, I think we head to Daron. I think that's what it was. Yeah. I can't think of we're heading back to Ataria, but that's not the case. So, for this part, I think you have to... Yeah, if I remember correctly, yes, you have to jump on... Because we don't have Morph Ball yet. No. You have to jump on the Sparta Magnet thing. Now, for the fire, just to be on the safe side, I would still recommend dodging the fire. Just wait for both panels of the walls to stop shooting. Oh, no, we're going to Kataris. Oops. Oh, man, I'm stupid as hell. Anyway, I'm so backwards on where the heck I'm at this point, because I edited these videos like last week, but never ended up actually, doing commentary for them, so I'm kind of out of it. Anyway, once you spawn into Kataris, make sure you kill off those two eel guys on the top. But yeah, so back to the fire thing. Wait for them to kind of stop from both ends, because I think you still die in one hit from fire, but not testing that. Jump down here. Make sure when you don't have to kill these guys. You don't have to kill these metal robot guys, but I do kind of recommend doing it. Just at least going for the parry. That way they can just stay off you for just a little bit. Because they're kind of slow. They move back and forth kind of slow. So it kind of throws off the groove of trying to kill them from a ledge, and it just takes too long, and you might as well just parry them at that point. And then now, the main mission at hand is, if I'm remembering this correctly, which I should be, because I play this game quite often, but it's kind of hard to remember what I'm doing if I haven't recorded or done commentary in a while. And on top of that, actually playing the game. Those guys right there, that last guy I shot, those little, I don't know what you call them, the little pincer things here. These guys are very dangerous. A charge beam can work with a few more shots, but typically, a lot of the time, at least for me, I end up doing a parry on them and just kind of waiting out for the parry. Those are specifically guys you want to wait the parry for. Because when you're in their line of sight and you don't know that they're there, they're going to come down at you hard, and you're going to have to learn, well, one, where they're at, and two, I probably should parry them, just to be on the safe side. Because they have a tendency to home attack and do it rather fast. Their homing attack is not exactly a homing attack. It's more so they see you, they're going to go where you basically kind of just war. If not, maybe going to. So, they're very dangerous. You got to be careful of them. Now, coming up here, I parried that robot guy, and I start making my way up here. I use a lot of charge beam shots to kind of just kill off the little small fries. So, that way they're gone. Always keep a steady charge going, because if you don't have a charge going, you're probably going to get hit by something out of nowhere. So, this guy right here, for example, mainly these two. This is why I parried those two, because just knowing that they're there is technically enough, but because they're kind of slightly off screen, it makes it kind of hard to not only just aim at them, but be able to get enough time to kill them from when they see you and you see them. So for me, it's a lot easier just to kill them off with a parry. These guys that spawn out of the ground, you want to watch out for them. Hold charge beam while you're doing wall jump to be on the safe side, and yeah, just remember that those guys are there, because you could get tripped up and accidentally get hit, not realizing that they were there. That's why you want to charge by doing wall jumps, specifically in that area. Now, the drones that spawn in enemy rooms, like right there, for instance, they're, for the most part, in the beginning, at least when you go into an enemy room that has an active enemy in it, the drone guys themselves do not tend to be much of a threat. Not until you've cleared out an enemy is when you have to deal with a ton more enemies. So do keep that in mind when you are going through those areas. And also, these things right here, these are checkpoints. When you activate the magma flow, when you reallocate it,
to another destination, that gives you a free checkpoint. And of course, enemy doors, that gives you a checkpoint as well. Little ground bugs will appear there. Watch out for them. Go for a parry for this guy, because why waste missiles? I mean, you could get them back from him, yeah, but just why do it? Now, for the turtle fire guys, typically a couple of charged beam shots should kill them, but your best bet is to stay as far away as possible while you're trying to shoot them down. Now, I know that sounds like common sense, which, yeah, it is, I know, but I still have to say it just in case. Okay, now that sounds mean when I put it that way. It's not, I don't think that people are stupid. I'm saying, like, I'm saying it just to kind of cover all my bases in case, you know, that either I later or whatever, or, I don't know. See, now I'm being an asshole. God damn it. I don't mean to be like, I'm not saying it like that. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know. It's just one of those things of, like, it should be common sense for me, right? To not say it, but I'm still saying it anyway because I'm trying to say everything I possibly can about every possible tip and advice I can give, because that's just how I do guides. So, apologies if it sounds rude. I'm not trying to be. I'm just dumb. But anyway, so coming up through here, we can't do that area just yet. But also, you did see earlier that it took damage. That was from, of course, the room being pretty much too hot to go through. And because of that, I didn't die instantly, but I did take, of course, a little bit of damage. Not like it matters in Dread mode anyway, because as long as you have 1 HP, you're not gonna get killed by anything unless it touches you, right? So, fire, like, heavy, or what, basically hot rooms / cold rooms, and I think to an extent, even lava, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, cannot directly kill you on Dread mode, but it can, of course, hurt you. Now, right here, I got really, really lucky, because Phantom Cloak is technically supposed to work against enemies. That's kind of the point of it. Besides, of course, going through Phantom Cloak doors. And I typically, as you probably noticed, do not normally use Phantom Cloak on enemies. Also, this room right here just starts sliding. Just non-stop starts sliding, because those guys are really annoying to avoid and really annoying to deal with. Coming up here, just, you know, kill those guys, get them out of your way, and then just forward jump onto the next Spider-Man platform. There you go. Kill these guys, these bugs, and watch out for that lava turtle dude, because he's going to spawn up there. Watch out for the eel guy, too. Now, for those little bugs, I recommend killing at least most, if not all of them, unless, well, at least kill the ones on the smaller platforms. To give yourself room to, you know, to obviously not get hit. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. It's just, I'm doing that thing again where I keep repeating shit that people already know, but, like, I do it anyway because I'm dumb. And I hate it. So, coming up here, you see the butterflies flying around. That basically is a good tell of, like, you're going the right way, kind of. It's my way of telling. I'm not exactly 100% sure if Nintendo, well, the devs themselves, which I think was Luminosity? I forgot their name, but the ones that did Metroid 2 Remake, I'm pretty sure made this game. But yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like that has to be the case, because you usually see them when you're going the right way. You kind of get a good idea, and that's just one of the few hints that the game gives you that you are going the right way. And Metroid Dread is very, very generous about giving hints without flat out telling you that you're going the right way. They do a fantastic job of leading the player without holding your hand. It's genuinely quite awesome. So yeah, the little drones, don't worry about them too much. Don't waste rockets on them. Don't worry about them. I mean, you can use a rocket on them if they're in the way, but I'd still suggest not worrying too much. For that little fire pit with all the fire coming up, that part, I kind of just wait for at least a couple of them to be down, and then I run toward the next one, because usually they kind of go out of a weird pattern. So for these ones, you want to slide underneath the first one, and then after you slide under the first one, just stay still, and reposition yourself enough to where you can slide under the second one, because that one's a little bit trippy, trying to get under those fire walls, I guess you could say. So now the magma's gone, we can finally enter that room that we were originally going to access with the magma flow, but we couldn't go through there because it was too hot. And the best part about that room is because that room only leads you to a 1 out of 4
E-tank case thingy, we don't need to go through that entire room. We just need to go in there, do our business, and get out. So, perfect. Perfect for speedrunning, basically. So now, of course, the enemy's going to catch me, and I'm just going to do what I normally do and just try to find some way, shape, or form to get away. As long as you are running away long enough, they'll typically kind of just, you know, not mess with you too much until you get to the speed boost enemy, who will vehemently come after you at all times. That little guy right there, the pincer guy on top, just stand the spider wall and then just parry him. It's just easier that way. If you're not used to parrying, like, yeah, a charge shot works. And yes, you could drop from the spider wall, so that way he'll just attack the wall and not hit you. But in my honest opinion, if you're playing on Dread mode, your safest option most of the time is just to go for a parry. Enemies like that turtle fire guy, you know, obviously you can't parry them. At the same time, still, I'd say parry at least everybody that you know for a fact you can do. So coming into here, shoot the eel guy, kill him with a charged shot, just get rid of him. And then after that, you know, you're going to want to go down, go back up, and then go back to that room that you couldn't go through before, because now the magma has been reflown. And of course, I'm just going to avoid the E-tank. And right here, that rock monster, he can shoot you through the wall. So if you are like me and you feel threatened, or you feel like you're unsafe in that position, like you feel like you can't make it to wherever you need to go, which I could have, but, well, one, I kind of went the wrong way. But my advice is, if you really feel like you're about to get hit, go into that other right room and just kind of deactivate him. This isn't Metroid 1. You're not going to get attacked from a completely different room. As far as I'm aware, you shouldn't be able to, because Metroid 1 does that shit all the time. Also, the little tiny green guys are some of the most annoying ones to deal with, because you kind of have to pay super amounts of attention to just knowing that they're there. Because sometimes, the guys that shoot at the green balls, because sometimes they hide pretty well. And, you know, they could be on the ceiling, on the floor, or whatever. Of course, this is, again, more so a case of just knowledge checks and making sure that at this point you know that they're there, of course. But at the same time, sometimes you never really know. Like earlier, there was that one back in Kataris that you could barely tell he was there, but he was there, all right. All right, so these green bats, they're a lot more tanky than normal. Also, for the laser guys, just avoid them. Don't mess with them. Don't even worry about parrying them unless you really wanted to, but just don't bother with them. They're not gonna mean much. But the green bat guys, the green bats, you do want to parry because they are more tanky than regular bats, and that sucks. So saw blades can be destroyed, I think, by missiles and, well, screw attack later on. But right now, I believe missiles are the only thing that could theoretically destroy them. But still, just don't bother with them either. Just know that they're there and avoid them. For this guy, you're gonna want to come over here and, you know, hide down there when he does his attack, because he does like a multi-directional attack, and you want to watch out for that. Of course, it's always the same direction every single time, but still, you want to just shoot him a few times, hide and shoot him a few times, and there you go. Climbing up this shaft, you're going to have a couple of the green bats. They're going to fly around, wait for the parry shot, and there you go. And that new red drone thing that appeared from the ground, just for the best, if you're playing on Dread mode, let him pop out, and then just don't mess with him. Just let him blow himself up. He'll be fine. Of course, in that area that had the red drone that popped from the ground that explodes, did have a couple of saw blades, so be careful of that. One comes to the right and one comes to the left, but I think you have to be far enough on the left for the other one to show up. The real killer is actually the saw blades. Something I forgot to mention earlier, I think in like part 1, because it was kind of short, is that a parry, a non-successful parry, could do a stun on an enemy. So, if you didn't want to, or if you couldn't land the parry, you can still get the stun on them, which is not a bad ordeal. So, yeah. There you go. You now have wide beam. You're doing more damage. It's basically Spazer. You shoot wider, and you do a bit more damage. I mean, you are shooting 3 shots at once, so there's that. That was very dangerous of me, and I do not recommend going that way. I recommend going on the down path below the laser and taking out the 2 spike shooting guys. Take those guys out from the bottom floor and not mess with them. Now that we have wide beam charge shot can destroy saw blades. So keep that in mind too. And running from here, you're just going to basically run away from the enemy. You're going to get a cutscene, a charge shot door. You're going to be running from him. Just avoid, you know, the phase shift panels. And yeah, I'm going to go save it, and that'll be it for this. So see you guys next part. And as always, take care, everybody.